We exist to bring positive economic change to our state, to our communities, and to the companies that we work with. Manufacturing is such a mainstay in our society. Everything we touch, everything we use, it's got to be made. And these are incredibly exciting times in U.S. manufacturing as we're seeing reshoring, as we're seeing the growth of new sectors or the shifts into new markets or new approaches.
At IMEC, we take a look at an organization as a whole unit. And we know that just because you might be focusing on one particular piece of your business, maybe it's growth, there are several other factors that are going to come into play. It will either affect health, or maybe you need to take a look at the root cause of something, and it might not even be what you're focusing on.
We have a full suite of services. We have a dedicated group of individuals throughout the state of Illinois. We literally are a one-stop shop for anything Illinois manufacturers might be encountering right now that they need help with. We recognize that they're more than a manufacturer. In some instances, they might be the backbone of their community. It might be a family heritage that they're running. And they might have limited resources or limited experience in certain areas as they're trying to grow and become better. And I think that's where IMEC comes in. We have those resources to help them get to the goals that they're looking to achieve.
When we think of small and mid-sized manufacturers, these are highly successful entrepreneurs. And these manufacturers these companies are their babies. And we're going in and saying, let's help your children get better. And if you go to a company like Corrugated Metals, where we have worked with them on so many facets of their business that we've been a true partner in the way that we work, from the operational improvements to the looking at the automation to the marketing and growth. And you pull all of that together over time, and you see this is just a company with great leadership, and that we're a part of that company's solution set for their growth and their success and the success in their communities. It's that kind of work that I really enjoy.
Well, in 2007, we established a requirement to upgrade our quality systems. And that was our first engagement with IMEC at the time. IMEC came in and made us compliant with ISO 9001 standards, and we subsequently moved on and got registered for ISO. IMEC has then been involved with us ever since in maintaining our quality programs.
Corrugated Metals came to us looking to become registered with Sharp, which is a great aspiration, and I give Ken and his team a great deal of credit for wanting to achieve that registration. And as such, we wanted to work within their culture and make sure they were able to accomplish that goal. So I spent time with their team helping them build their programs so that they were able to get that Sharp registration, which they did, which is quite a large accomplishment for a manufacturer in general, but then a small manufacturer, it's even doubly important and quite good.
We're making machine tools here. We have 28 machine tool brands that we maintain. We design and build brand new machinery, and to find skilled labor, to be able to transfer tribal knowledge, to succession plan, to be able to hand over what the machine tool builders here or even the machinists here know about making our products. It's a pretty big challenge for us, and to bring that cost variance down to something expected and manageable was going to take us something different than what we were doing here.
We started out with TWI supervisor training. So that was to address the supervisors and job instruction skills, job relation skills, to help them along that path. But to me, the real key to success was the internal work that Bourne & Co. did, and the support from their internal leadership and their stakeholders to make this happen, and their employees that were embracing that. I say it over and over again, business is all about people, and it's those people that make a difference, and they did a lot internally to make this happen. Lots of times we just bring it, and we bring the best we can with the best knowledge that we can, and we do our best to get it implemented, but once that's done, it's up to the client to take it from there and make it happen, and they did a great job.
I have a supply organization that I'm working with that provides me with a service, and it's really commercial off the shelf. It's the same package that every manufacturer gets this, but there are some specific needs I have, and I find that they're not agile enough to understand I need something different. What I like about IMEC is that they do take time to listen to what I'm saying, but they don't offer me every manufacturer's solution. They really listen, and then they're able to cut out what's not needed shift when we need to shift, but offer me something that's more readily available for what we need at the time, not the canned package that you get because this is what all manufacturers are doing.
So anytime we go into a project with an existing client or a prospective client, there's going to be some level of collaboration. First with the leaders at the organization, and then we might take that information back and collaborate on our end as an internal IMEC team. We have various subject matter experts that we might have to bounce ideas off, collaborate on what might be the best solution for the outcomes that they're looking for.
One of the things that IMEC does is help level the playing field. You don't have to have a whole team of experts. When you have IMEC, they bring the team, and you can use as much of that expert's time as you need without having the full-scale staff. So I would recommend it. It's a way to augment your staff, augment your processes with a wealth of experts all housed in one location.
So when I think of IMEC's culture, I think of two words. So autonomous. We have the freedom to do our job without being micromanaged, and it's always a great thing. Another word that I would say is being connected, the sense of connection within IMEC. So although we don't come together every day in the same office, we still have that deliberate connection.
Our values include results-driven, agility, integrity, collaboration, learning, and passion. And from prior to even being hired, I noticed that culture exemplified through my interview process on some of the questions that I was being asked. So I could tell that I was being asked questions to ensure that I was not only a cultural fit, but also that I would be a cultural add, so that I would add some value to the current culture that we had.
A lot of companies talk a good game about culture, a lot of organizations do. And the reality is culture is behavior. And in the time I've been with IMEC, I can say every day the people I work with, I admire, I respect, and I'm eager to bring my best game to the table whenever I'm working with my colleagues. And that's really been fulfilling for me in this role.
In the private sector, when I did my job well, I improved the profitability of the organization I worked at, which was in and of itself rewarding. But at IMEC, when I do my job well, I help improve the entire economic landscape of the area where I live and create jobs for neighbors and just improve the overall viability of the area where I'm raising my family. And so that spoke to me.
There's definitely a satisfaction that comes along with supporting Illinois manufacturing specifically. This is where I was born, where I live.
If you are passionate about manufacturing and you have experience in manufacturing operations, leadership at a broad level, you might want to consider being a regional manager for IMEC. If you have manufacturing expertise in a niche field like workforce, continuous improvement, strategic planning, IT, automation, you might want to consider a position as a technical specialist here at IMEC. If you're looking for an incredibly competitive total compensation package to include health, vision, dental, a very generous time off package, even tuition reimbursement, you should consider a position at IMEC. Regardless, all of our field team members, the mission and focus and their passions are going to be around helping manufacturers to get better each and every day.
It's our DNA, it's who we are, and that is built on the mission, it's built on our purpose, and to have our core values integrate in and day out of who we are, and we keep reinforcing those core values, it just becomes part of who we are. It's part of everything that exists, from the first employee on day one to those who've been around for 25 plus years. And so it just has become part of our DNA, and that's why it's such a driving force of who we are.